Shall we begin?
We're on it.
Let's do it.
Amazon refund sent to me. There's just a lot happening on this side. After spending some time in the Hollow, the group started their journey south towards the area Arthur scouted a short time ago, towards the Kestrel Academy and a hidden mine where they believe some collective of the Unseen and Chaos Legion are hiding, at least for the moment. Your journey south was mostly uneventful, but for one encounter with a strange mechanical golem. Its mission protocol unclear, but its look was too dangerous for the group of you to let it move on northward. The party dispatched the strange construct that you found out had an aversion to lightning. You are now only about a day away or so from the mine entrance, maybe a little more to the Kestrel Academy. But we're going to jump in quick this time around, as it is the morning of the High Harvest of Peliac 29th. And you guys have just completed a long rest.
Arthur, how close were you able to get to the cave when you were scouting? Were you able to get within eye shot before you saw their defenses, or did they have sentries farther away?
No, he would explain that he was able to see everything that was going on at the entrance of the cave, and that the guards kind of hung out around the entrance, maybe a bit further than that, but he was pretty close to being able to view what all transpired the first night and the following couple days after that.
I gotcha. So you could... It'd be pretty easy then to get within a half mile or something like that, and undetected, you would think.
Relative to Arthur and a cat, maybe not so much, but possibly the whole party flanking about towards the entrance to the cave, and so much as there's not expanded watch around the area.
Gotcha.
He followed them there, and they never seemed to catch wind that he and Kat were following them the entirety of the time. And so it didn't seem like they were that worried. But it's been, a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, since that time. So they might not even be there at all. They might be there and they've extra fortified. It's not really sure. But at the time that he was there, and when he left, there was a little bit of guard activity outside the mouth of the cave every other day or so. Not much past that.
I gotcha.
I have a clarifying question. Are we, as a group, are we going to the mine or are we going to the academy?
Well, that's why I asked. Because I don't have a strong take. Either option, Steven can use his arcane eye, and as long as he has a safe-ish spot or a secure spot, it has a range of like I don't remember the math, but like half mile to 3/4 of a mile, where he can just be moving it and kind of get the lowdown. Like if you remember, that's how we scouted out the spiders at the airship wreck. So that's one option that if we want to at least just kind of see what the cave is about, if Steven can get close enough, he can cast that and get the goings on of inside the cave. But he's not committed to that. He's just saying that's an option.
Anna likes that option just because it was successful in finding where the spiders were, and like it was successful in finding. We would have never thought to dive probably underneath the lake without the arcane eye either. And so, and it could also give us like an idea of how many numbers are within like a close by range that like if we have to open fire on the guards, we can at least maybe have an idea of how many we're going to face, and if it's worth trying to infiltrate the cave, or if it's like, well, there's a lot of people there, maybe we should skip around and go straight to Kestrel and see if we can find Notgith first. So I'd like to clear the cave first. Anna would like to clear the cave first, but at least information would tell us if it's a wise decision or not.
Arthur or DM, could we get to Kestrel and like give the cave a wide berth, or is it a case of no, to get to Kestrel you've got to go by here?
No, you could give the cave a wide berth if you wanted to. It would just add a little bit more time, but it's not from your current position. It wouldn't add much. Just to widen out your little arc.
I don't know if we'd have to cross a river or not, or if we'd just be able to widen the arc and then come back to the base of the river.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go over the river, but there are crosses here. This is was a well-traveled area, and Isabel would know the way. Just being familiar with the academy.
Do we know how far we are from the cave? Does Arthur?
Yeah, he would know approximately. He's a ranger. It's like a little less than a day. I mean, 8 hours. Okay. You'd get there around nightfall to the cave. Maybe a little before as dusk's kind of coming in.
My only worry with going to the cave first is if we get discovered or have to do some sort of fight, then we could possibly have them on our tail as we're trying to get to Kestrel, and that could force us into rush decisions, that sort of thing. But like I said, I don't really have a strong take.
I mean, Saru would be thinking Kestrel, just because of the urgency by the unseen goddess. For what that's worth.
Nick, I assume Arthur is looking for his cuz. That would be his preference.
I don't know if it is or not. It's kind of the opinion currently that his cousin's kind of lost to whatever arcane or divine thing is going on. So he's not necessarily making a huge push
Well, why don't we just ask your cousin, Will? What do you think?
That's good.
I
That's
can't
good.
rightfully say.
There we go. That's what I was teeing you up for.
It's good. It's real good.
We're doing that. The next person that dies has to come back as cement.
I forgot all about cement. How could I have forgotten all about cement?
I think Anna's vote is, if it's possible, would be to go to the cave first. Thinking not like a super strong one, but she doesn't like the idea of like basically leaving them at our 6 and having to like wander into Kestrel with knowing that they're like behind us, basically, and are possibly interested in Kestrel themselves. She doesn't want to do a suicide mission if like the Arcane Eye. If we go there and we see 50 people like at the ready close by, give it a wide berth. But
Yeah. It's also possible they're up at Kestrel too.
oh, I know. Just like as a day, yeah. So
basically, we're gonna plan on moving toward the cave, get within eye range, and then we can figure it out from there.
It's fine.
I'm good with that.
That sounds right.
Because to clarify, Zerk's the care. I literally was just asking because I didn't know. Nate didn't know what we were doing.
I don't think we necessarily made a plan. If everybody was strong towards Kestrel, we could make a berth now and potentially save a little bit of time, or we can travel there, get more info. Maybe I'd take an extra day to get to Kestrel, but we would at least know. So that's sort of my vote, as we're sort of probably leaning Kestrel at this moment, but still trying to decide. And like, if we're going in, if we can get close enough for Steven to cast the eye, that will help. Or if it tips them off to our presence, then sun's out, guns out.
Dope.
Yeah. Hey, Arthur, take this with. Well, I guess. So, Arthur, what do you recommend? Do you recommend all of us trying to inch forward, or do you and Steven want to try to go get close on your own?
I think if Steven has the eye, that's probably the most efficient and safe thing to do. There's not a whole lot better we can do than that.
What's the range on that?
So, the calculator. 30 times 10 times 60.
$18,000? Is that it?
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's. I'm doing that
Miles.
right, Michael.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it just. So basically, he can cast it. He casts it within 30 feet of himself, and then he sends it off. It moves at 30 feet per round or whatever.
Yep. And it lasts an hour.
And it lasts an hour. And he just has to concentrate on
Yeah, so we do need to get within something, like we can't be an hour away for the eye because we need to just move the eye there.
But I'd forgotten it was 18,000 feet. I thought it was 1,800 feet. So yeah, even just a mile away, and that would give us plenty of space and still give Steven plenty of time to get it moved and start navigating through it.
Problem to pose with the eye is that it only can see 30 feet around it. So you'd have to locate the cave pretty good. Like you'd have to.
Oh yeah, sure.
You'd have to have a way to find it.
That makes sense.
Because it just sees within its immediate 30.
yeah, you essentially have a 5
But it does have dark vision if you do it at night, so it's like it does have that bonus. But have to find the cave first.
Yep, you're right. Well, and that's the case too of either Arthur can talk him through it maybe, or we walk closer and then okay, we see it, then we retreat to a safer spot and like, okay, now I know the way. So he's not just blindly sending it.
I said left, damn it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Try to see the cave, and then and by the time we see it, we'll probably know, like, hey, we're really treading on dangerous waters, or like, oh, like it's far enough away we can see it that you can just go ahead and send me an eye.
Or even, or if Arthur like knows the way well enough that he can describe it to Stephen.
Yep.
You know, a mile away, that would be fun, I would think.
Cool. Is that the plan?
Sounds
Yep.
like it.
Sweet. Alrighty then.
Hey Arthur, before you go, take this. It might help you. And he'll hand him the spyglass from the haversack.
Thank you.
I feel like we rolled so terrible with that outside the first cave.
It wasn't great.
Like, it gave all of us advantage, and we squandered it every single time.
Yeah, I too remember it not being great. Weird stuff. These.
Cigar update of the day is this is a whiskey tip cigar.
What?
Really good.
I don't even
Is that a
know what
euphemism?
means.
No. It was my brother-in-law brought this back from Buffalo Trace distillery. And so, like, you know, sometimes you get like a honey-coated cigar. It's like a nice whiskey coat. It's delicious.
Ellen said I can't smoke in the house.
Awesome. Just close the door.
Smoke myself out, get a hot box of cigar.
One cigar for every yard mo, I think, is the currency transaction price there.
I wish. My lawnmower seized up on Friday, and I got the engine unstuck, and then it still wasn't working. So I took it all apart, all new oil, plug, filter, gas, everything. Still wouldn't start. And I took the blade off, and it started. So I ran it for 5 minutes, just kind of like cycle it through, and then I tried putting the blade back on, and it wouldn't start. And so then I took the blade back off, and I was trying to figure out what was going on with like the main shaft, and the main shaft is like bent and broken. So, got to get a replacement main shaft.
That'll do it.
All
Just
right.
into the shaft doctor all along.
All right. So who's going forward? The whole crew heading close to the cave or closer to the cave? I should
Might as
say.
well.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to split, because if one gets in trouble, we'll have no way of getting word to the other with no Isabel.
All righty then. So that will take a little bit of time. Okay, calendar. Call her early evening. By the time you guys are within a few miles of the cave, the trip was fairly chill. Roll a couple survival checks for me, Arthur. as you're leading everybody, since we're trying to get closer to Arthur and sometimes 12. Very good.
You know, a +5 should never net you more than 10 or 11. I think.
Yeah, 11 seems really fucking powerful, if you ask me. Excuse me. You are in the area within about 2 to 3 miles at this point of the cave, you reckon. The woods, as you remember, Arthur, kind of like up around, or the mine cave, whatever, up around this area are pretty tight. There are a lot of trees around, but you find some things you recognize. Actually, you probably passed by the area where you and Yofun had a lengthy discussion about tactics after he arrived, and probably that is probably about where you left from as well. Was that area? But yeah, you feel comfortable enough that like you're within a few miles. You know kind of the exact direction as far as that goes to get there. So if you were to either lead the group or to lead Stephen forward to find a sight line, you probably could within the next just take a little bit more time just to get there, and it would still be light out. So you tell me what you guys want to do, who you're taking forward, if it's just Stephen, if it's the whole crew. What you guys think?
Doesn't matter to me.
Might as well take the whole crew. If we can do it slowly and carefully, it's better to be together than not, because if something terrible happens.
And how close do you guys want to get? Sight?
Yeah.
Or sight? Beautiful. Okay, so after a wee bit of time creeping forward, Arthur starts to slow you guys down more and more, kind of the closer forward you get, as he's familiar with where you're going, and kind of wanting to chill you all out. I need I'll take just one group stealth check as you guys are getting within closer proximity of the cave. Solid start. Classic, throwing the L in there. Hell yeah. That's a sneaky ass L. Arthur, you feel confident enough kind of pointing out places for people to start moving, kind of taking point on this, helping the old man, and Stephen, who is maybe focusing on, gathering his spell components and just being excited that he gets to cast Arcane Eye again. Harden. But you are able to get to a pretty good sight line of the cave. You can't really see it from where you are visually speaking. You're probably 600, somewhere in the 600 to 1,000 foot range. Arthur knows that he's probably got to get closer to the 400 foot range to be able to actually get a good visual of the entrance, just because of the thickness of the trees and just the angles of the slopes of the ground around this area. But he can give you a pretty good amount of waypoints for the eye from here. Like you can go here and then it's just beyond that ridge. Like you'll be able to see it. Like it's pretty easy, especially because he snuck up even closer than this. You can go closer than this if you want with the group, but that's kind of up to
and
you.
Also before I cast the eye, I'm going to cast Hut as a ritual.
Nice.
And that way we all have cover if we want it, and people can sit in there and not have to worry about sitting still for an hour?
So I don't think the magic of the eye can pass out of the hut. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
that's right, because I have to be in the hut. Never mind.
Yeah, because Steven has to. He's the one
Yeah,
guy that's got to be
never
in
mind.
there.
Sorry, I thought that was a clever idea.
It was, if you had another hut caster.
Level up, Anna.
Yeah, that's a good one to learn. It's a good ritual.
Yeah, Anna's got to make it to level 5, and then she can help some more.
Oh, we didn't ever show Will this. What is the Shift C? Will, you probably can't see it because it's very strange looking from when I'm zoomed out. But next to Duskfall Hollow, they had me put a little flail. Oh, it's a broken flail too. Shit, that's pretty sad.
That's cool.
I didn't
Ice
even
cool.
notice. Didn't even know it was broken. That's funny.
Now all the enemies are going to know where it is. It's marked on the map.
Yeah. Well, Borseal's writing the maps for the enemies too, so. But you guys already knew that.
That's Clavius's arch enemy.
He's the big bad evil guy. It's gonna be weird voicing your character for you because you're playing Borseal. But that's the choice. That's the choice you made. So I thought it was weird. It was weird.
All right, Steven will cast the eye.
All right. Anybody doing anything else before the eye's cast? And obviously during the eye's casting, Steven is lucid, which is really kind of what's cool about this spell. He has to concentrate on it, but he's lucid while casting it, basically. So he can describe. So yeah, is anybody else doing anything? Nada? Okay.
Studying Isabel's medicine book.
Dope.
Somewhat relevant, not relevant, but
Yeah, she'll kind of sit
taking some time.
Sit next to you and like point out things. Okay. What do I do for this? These are the things that I'm gonna do. Cool. Steven, tell me if this works.
That's really creepy, but it works.
It was the quickest eye I could find. It's actually like looks more magic-y in the full picture than that. I don't think anyone else can see that.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. We'll get a better one sometime. Best I got. It's an eyeball. You should be able to control.
Yep. Is this from where I'm at the moment, or if you fast forwarded?
I have fast forwarded
Okay.
to getting near the cave entrance, which will be to your left. That direction.
Got
it. Before you, what you see is kind of it looks like two small like outbuildings near the cave's entrance. You actually don't see them yet, but you're starting to see one of them. So dynamic lighting things, you know.
So do I have to go around?
Yeah. Like that.
What kind of buildings do they look like?
Just like two little small outbuildings. So there's one, you're right next to this one here. And then there's a smaller one here. Just like two little wooden outbuildings. They look pretty unused for the most part.
Is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole on both of them, yeah. And the wood is like pretty warped on these.
Can I just peek in real quick?
Yeah, I won't eat. Well, I can pop you in, but it really doesn't do much for you.
There's no one in there.
No, it's empty. And then the other one is also empty.
Cool.
And they just seem to be full of like boxes that are all empty and shit.
Gotcha.
It's just like, but there's no people.
It looks more like mine. It looks more like mining stuff from the original.
Yeah,
build.
it looks fairly unused. I mean, there's maybe some fresher wood boxes in there that are broken and shit, but it's pretty unused. Excuse me. And all of you, Steven is like
Narrating.
can be describing these things to you too.
All right. So what do I see now? What are these Sauron guys?
Make a perception check.
Because they look like Sauron from here.
Yeah, I think I can shift Steven for you. They look kind of like
that spot the lie.
Mm-hmm. So these look like two large, I mean, humanoid size, just kind of bigger guys, actually like Fent Clavius sized guys, bigger, suits of plate mail, with this like, just kind of, this reddish glow inside, kind of like emanating out of the plate itself. And it is just, they've got big old nasty swords and shields, and they look kind of like they're just like standing guard, standing vigil. They kind of move every so often, but sticking within that general area, as like they'll go across the bridge that you're currently floating over, and kind of back towards the entrance that you came in.
Real quick, two things. One, are you like, can you give me warning on like when I start running low on time?
Totally.
Okay. And two, Steven will make sure to have mentioned to someone to like keep a tally of the number of people that he sees. So like we're at 2 right now.
I can do that. She'll like pull out a notebook and be jotting down just.
And currently,
Sauron? Question mark.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never heard of Sauron. And currently, where you were, you're floating over
An expanse.
An expanse that goes down into the kind of depths.
Moria. I got it.
Over 200 feet down. You can't really tell that, but it just goes. You can tell it goes deep.
Okay, Steven will say out loud, first level, 2 Sauron guys, big expanse. This is for Anna's note taking. Stairs going down. We'll explore in a minute.
Yeah, and so where you're currently floating is like a, round circular mine, cart path that looks like it kind of descends from like the entrance where you previously like came in.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes around counterclockwise there, and it descends as it goes.
Gotcha.
So this
Now,
is like seems like a corkscrew.
Gotcha. Now, important question: do these stairs go up or down?
Those stairs do in fact go up. Up those stairs go. Where there is a couple rooms up there.
Okay, can I make another perception check?
You don't have to for those guys. You can tell those are skeletons, skellies.
Yeah.
You and Sir are quite familiar.
Oh, these guys. Excellent.
With those types of skellies.
Northwest corner, up the stairs, 3 skeletons. And are these just like old supplies, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so there's more just boxes and discarded material for the most part. Excuse me.
Northern first level up the stairs, 2 more skeletons.
Now this is like some old school mapping D&D shit.
Mm-hmm.
except somebody gets to see the map.
So, real quick clarification for you, Michael. You said this was a corkscrew.
Yeah, so where you just were, it was
This is where it descends beneath.
it would keep continuing down. Yeah.
Got it.
And there is more, so you can see this.
Yep. All right. I think
Or you can go down the stairs.
cleared first level. Gonna go downstairs. Perception check.
Yeah. Yes. So these dudes look generally familiar. Work. These look like some of the unseen and like the guys that came up behind you guys. Something of note about them, they just kind of look to be just, they're not talking, they're just kind of sitting near the fire, kind of just like staring at it. It's burning pretty low. Just kind of sitting there.
Do I see the symbol on their forehead?
On the ones that have, yeah, a couple of them have their forehead exposed. And yeah, two of them that you can see their forehead, they have symbols.
All right, Anna. Down eastern-ish stairs, lower level, 4 unseen guys, possibly mind-controlled undead zombies. Ooh, is this Melkor?
No, that's just a dwarf.
Oh, okay. Hostile.
No, that's just a dwarf with a thing carved into his forehead, and another like scout-looking guy doing more of the same, just standing or like kind of sitting there. One of them squatting and just chilling.
These look like fresh supplies right here.
Yeah, so it just looks like food and stuff in here.
Oh, okay. I thought that was an envelope.
It probably is from whatever map this is stolen from. But yeah, they're just fresh like food, and but the supplies here do look.
Okay. Two more guys off that second level chamber on it. Guarded by. Are these just spikes, or is this like a massive crossbow catapult thing?
They look like just like a spike barrier.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this?
Roll a perception check. So.
It looks like a snail or a brain.
So yeah, from there you kind of have to get up close, and you see this small humanoid brain. It looks like it has kind of legs. It's pretty familiar to what those dwarves had shown you from Mountain Heart.
I don't remember that part specifically.
I don't remember who has it. I think one of them has it.
Okay. Northern part of second level. 2 more zombies and a brain mind flayer thing. Don't remember what it's specifically about.
I don't remember if anyone was able to.
Identify it.
I don't think anyone was able to look into it. Check the tape.
Correction: 3 zombies versus 2.
Are you talking about the brain spidery thing?
Mhm.
Or something? I think Steven he rolled on it. I think he might have known what it was, but didn't know details and was going to look into it, and then that's where it stops. If I remember correctly.
Sounds right.
Refresh my memory, Michael.
What's up?
So I'm glad Steven knows and not Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you were able to fully identify what it was.
Got it. All right. Is there more?
You were trying to look up more information.
Gotcha. Can I keep going down, or is this
Yeah,
where the
so
road
it
ends?
so it keeps going down in a corkscrew.
All right. I think I've cleared 2nd level, right?
You tell me.
Yeah. Let's go down to level 3. How many bad guys is that total on it?
It is. Oh,
Oh, boy.
2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 2 is 13, 16, and a brain mind flayer thing.
Yeah. All right. Immediately off of southern part of. Actually, I'm going to save them for the end. Hang on. Because I have a feeling I don't like the 3rd level. That's canon. That's what Steven's saying. That's not Marshall saying that. Steven says, I don't like the 3rd level. I am scared. All right. Another brain mind flayer thing. Another dwarf. Go back to Melkor because they were less scary. Then Steven will recognize Melkor, I imagine, off Isabel's description and seeing her
he's
outside
a
the
7 foot tall dude.
Yeah. All right, so 3 more unseen bros. Because I imagine these are all dressed like the unseen, because you said it that way, not Chaos Legion, right?
Correct.
I have not seen anyone who's in the Chaos Legion robes and garb that we saw leaving the first cave.
Nope, they're all in pretty much unseen. There were 2 guys who were in kind of leathers and stuff that were traveling with the unseen that you had seen. So,
can I do an Arcana check on this very scary devil pentagram thing?
yes, you can.
Is Arcana my best bet, or should I do something else?
Arcana is probably good. It's a teleportation sigil.
A normal one, or is it a
circle.
devil one?
No, it's a normal one. It's just all of them, have different. It's a very distinctive thing that if you know the circle here, you could use it. If you knew how to cast whatever. So if someone knows how to teleport, they can teleport directly to this sigil if they have the key.
Okay. Teleportation circle, guarded by Melkor and company.
Yeah, it seems like Melkor is just kind of walking through the area. It looks almost as if he's just checking up on things. The rest of the guys are pretty
standing still,
just starey.
That was the southern part of level 3. Blow it up for me, Michael. I'm gonna roleplay this. Oh, that's not okay. Never mind. I thought that was sorceress lady. Maybe it is. Hey, Arthur. Are you there, Nick? Okay, you're there. Hey, did the evil sorceress that you mentioned have a beard?
No, that's new.
Okay.
She's
What,
got a lot of
what-
arms, but no beard.
What's your cousin look like?
It's got a beard.
Got white hair?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
Can I
not
do a
a-
perception check to see if I can pick up any more off this cat, Michael?
Yeah.
He is named after all, so there you go. The perception roll balanced out the meta-ness of it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you saying white hair, Arthur did see a guy with white hair. He just didn't see very much about.
Got it. Nice.
And Isabel would say something under her breath, or maybe to you, who's to say that would be Pitmaster Galtair, one of Melkor's equals.
Would that be the guy who put me in the room?
I don't know if he would have put you in the room, but you would have
Interacted with him?
Interacted or seen him at some point in the room.
Okay.
Probably.
Pitmaster Galtair in northern part of level 3. Keep going down. You want to ping me?
Hold on one second. So tell me if this works. For some reason it's acting funny. Can you see anything?
Now I can.
You can?
Yep, I got it.
Weird. Okay, I can.
Is this like still the same level 3, or did I go down again?
I think it angled down somewhat. Oh,
Okay.
now I can see it. It just wasn't.
We'll call it level 4, Anna. It's base. First few levels have been pretty easy to kind of like follow. Oh, and there's magma too. That's cool. Yeah, this is magma, volcano. I see what looks either like a fire giant or something. I don't know. What is that? Can you blow it up for me? I'll roleplay it again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Nick Cage in Ghost Rider.
So this thing is short and squat, and is walking around and has a hammer in one arm, and it just is ripped as all get out.
What
And
kind of
yeah,
check do
it's-
you want to see if I recognize it?
Arcana. Yeah, somewhere over your time, you have come over these like elemental beings known as Azer, Azer, which are like literally crafted from metal and are often like basically slaves of like greater elementals and shit. But they're like slavey dudes.
Hey, Steven's pretty scared. What is this? Is this like a crane?
Yeah, it looks like something that would be used to like scoop magma,
Oh,
and then it can be moved on the tracks.
got it. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, episode 3. Got it.
Yeah.
These pop culture references are what we're going to bring the viewers, guys, so you're welcome.
I have Nick Cage and Ghost Rider written down, and then
Yeah.
parentheses an Azer, not
Got
an
it.
Azer. Nick Cage, Ghost Rider. So don't worry.
That's
I'm
right.
taking-
Yeah.
I'm.
You have to make sure to get the important things first.
Okay. Oh my. All right, like northern part of level 4, 5 more Azers, 2 brain thingies, and 2 dead cadaver collectors. Is that what I'm seeing here, Michael?
Yeah, roll some kind of check then.
Perception?
Yeah, perception, investigation, anything else.
I'd pick investigation. Can I add just 4 to that?
Yeah, totally.
So it's 22 investigation.
Yeah, so kind of getting up there and looking around, they look to be the shell of what looks like these cadaver collectors that you encounter. Almost as if they're being built.
Oh, okay. In process of making cadaver collectors. Great job on killing that last one, guys. That was good. Yeah, this area that I'm in right now looks very factory-esque. Got 2 more dwarves over here. Very clearly like a smithing area. Where's our source for stuff? That's what I want to find. This map is freaking huge, you guys. Like, meta-wise, if we just want a dungeon crawl, this is where we go. Holy cow. Damn it. Took the wrong turn. That's pretty real. Actually getting lost. These doors,
Yep,
do they have keyholes?
they do not.
Okay. Northeastern corner, unmarked. Are there any markings on the doors?
No, they just look like stone doors.
5 unknown stone doors. 6 unknown stone doors, sorry. There's a ton of lava, by the way, so like this is all very maze-like. So I'm guessing this is a bridge right here, Michael?
So that's like there's like chains going over the top of
Nice.
yeah. So it's not like a walking bridge.
Got it.
Could be used as like a monkey bars.
Yep. Are there markings on this door?
There are no markings.
Okay, and no keyhole?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I mentioned another brain thing, I think. Oh boy. 2 more Sauron animated armor things.
And there is a door at the end of that hall.
Is there a key? Where? Right here?
Yeah, you just can't see it. But there, yeah, it looks like all the other doors.
No way to get through it. Apologies everyone for the most boring D&D session ever, but this may be saving lives, so I don't feel quite as bad.
This is more entertaining than the water column.
There is a
At least there's
door.
stuff here to see.
There is a door right there as well.
Same
Looks-
song, different verse.
Yeah. That part of the cave kind of looks like a penis.
Yeah, it does. I saw stairs a minute ago. I'm trying to find my way back. There we go. These go up.
Yeah.
I'll go up.
You travel for a long time. Eventually, it starts corkscrewing and corkscrewing more. And they just kind of keep ascending. And eventually you find your way into the forest on the backside of the cave. Kind of a good distance away. It's hard to tell exactly from the arcane eye.
Is it night yet?
Yeah, it's nearing night at this point. Your spell probably has just a few minutes left after traversing.
Can I want to try one. I'm just going to start describing the area to Arthur a little bit.
Sure.
And then I also I didn't go through the mountain, did I? Do I think I'm still on our side of the mountain?
Yeah, you don't think you're too far from
Okay.
you don't think you traverse like through the mountain or anything like that.
Okay. So it sounds like you don't think I have time to go back down and look some more on this level.
Yeah, pretty much after ascending, you're pretty much there.
All right. Okay.
Awesome.
It's a cool dungeon map, Michael.
It's cool.
How many bad people was that, Anna? Close to 30?
I will count.
Seemed like a lot.
Well, finding that staircase that goes straight to the bottom is really interesting. But, so, I've got 2, 5, 7, 11, 13, 16, plus one brain, 2 brains, 17, 21, 22, 23, 28, 30, plus 2, 30, plus 3 brains and 2 unbuilt cadaver collectors.
Okay.
Great time for one of Amanda's frowns.
Or whatever, like.
Ooh.
Yikes.
8:05. Marshall just
It's
scouted a
8,000,
dungeon
but
break.
still.
What's
Throwing it
interesting,
crazier.
I don't know if Nate and Nick are here, like if it's the kind of half meta, half real conversation can start.
Yeah, I'm here.
Craft!
You're good. Nick might be in and out. There's some stuff going on that he's
Oh, well, that's no fun.
figuring out.
I'm worried, like Arthur described a sorceress that Steven did not see, and he's pretty confident he covered the majority of the cave, so unless, she was in one of those rooms that he couldn't get into, and the fact that we didn't see any of the Chaos Legion folks, I'm worried they might be like at Kestrel Academy. That they set up shop here in the cave for, this whatever construction bullshit they're doing. And then the magic folk went into Kestrel. And that might be even more of a reason to just, hey, we got to go to Kestrel now.
Or, I was thinking it could be the fact that the sorceress isn't there is maybe more of a reason of if we can go in the back way, go straight to the bottom, mess with their operation down there, either kill those things and then either hightail it, or in her cracked brain scenario, she's throwing ideas out. She's like, Xerxes, I think if we cleared out some of the Aesir, you could finish the cadaver collectors and send them upstairs as we walk out the back door. I don't know if it's loud enough down there if they're separated, but if they're maybe close to completion, I wonder if we could enlist them to go clear out some upstairs parts. It's the fact that they're separated.
I mean, I imagine it's going to echo pretty loudly, it being a mine.
Xerxes would be interested in trying, but I'm interested in hearing what our kind DM has to say about the matter.
With looking at the one you previously looked at, you're not necessarily entirely, you didn't take it apart. Not entirely sure what all goes into making one go. It's not completely unheard of. You made much smaller things like that. You just don't, it probably wouldn't be a quick work to do it, but maybe plausible.
It probably isn't worth the risk of me messing up and having 2 more enemies to deal with.
Did he or did he not see the big beefy guy?
He did.
He saw,
Okay.
he saw Melkor on the 3rd level.
Okay.
Melkor and another unseen lieutenant, Pitmaster G, whatever his name is.
Galtier.
Is that the crazy guy?
I like Pitmaster G better. No offense.
Pitmaster G is also very good. That's what his name is on his mixtape.
Yep.
That's a lot of people.
Damn it, and Nick's not here, and so I'm just realizing, like, wait, Will, why haven't you said? Like, okay, well, Will's character's not here. All right.
I like the.
Oh, wait, Nick's dealing with your problems. All right, so it's the 4 of us who are talking.
So I like also the fact that there's, 30 is a lot of people, but the fact that we could like skip some of the 1st and 2nd level, I think is appealing, and sort of go in the back way and see, because we know their numbers are at least 50. And so hitting this one group while they're separated. Anna would also be nervous that, like, one way or another, that maybe the sorceress is moving around via the teleportation circle. So if we hit Kestrel first, maybe she goes back there, and just the fact that, like, we know what's down there, sort of like bird in the hands. On thinks if we skip the first 2, skip the zombies, go straight for the harder things that we can take it. The only thing that's, she's also very curious about the brains, and would almost want to relay a message back to. I wish the timing would work out better, because I think the dwarves would be very interested, and if they had known that there were mind flayer brains down here, that they would have wanted to join us.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if they can safely get here without Arthur, and we definitely don't want to wait for that time either way. And I feel like it'd be trying to thread too tight of a needle to be like, why don't you guys meet us outside the cave? We're gonna go deal with Kestrel, and then we'll come back. Like, that just, like,
That won't work.
I just think that's interesting.
I'm just hung up on the goddess saying meet us at Kestrel, and that seems super urgent. So
Yeah, and if anything else, if we go to Kestrel and those guys are there, perhaps they don't have as many minions surrounding them if they left people to guard the cave. But at this point, yeah, if we go the cave, definitely go the back route. There's no reason to do like a full-on frontal assault at the moment if we don't have to. If we decide not to, then Kestrel, and we just roll the dice, so to speak, there. And if there are people there, we're gonna fight them eventually.
yeah.
If the 2 groups are split, and we'll probably, in theory, get them. Nick, do you have any thoughts?
My thought would be we do something about the teleportation circle to like make sure that they don't have any sort of reinforcements or connectivity between the two entities?
Oh, that's. Yeah. Hey,
That
Anna, do
would
you have
be
that?
that would be a bad
Go ahead.
situation if we were here and they brought reinforcements from Kestrel or anywhere else, or if we were at Kestrel and they perhaps brought in reinforcements from here or anywhere else. It seems like the teleportation circle could be the ultimate undoing.
Yeah. Hey, Anna, do you still have that sketch of that teleportation circle from Paragus Tower?
Yep.
Can you show it to
Yep.
Steven and see if they match?
Yes. So obviously Connor doesn't have it, but
I know.
Even just seeing the other one, they don't match. As far as you you don't remember everything about the one you just saw. It's they're detailed, but you can tell they look different.
I know enough to know that they have to match to connect, right?
No, so it's not about necessarily connecting. It's more about knowing the code to get in. So like you can take yeah exactly. It's a phone number. If you know the phone number, you can show up at that spot.
Got it.
So,
which potentially you could make an argument, even though I want to be the backside, you could say that makes the argument for Kestrel. Maybe let's play out the best case scenario. We dominate Kestrel, we kill people, we figure, maybe in her notes somewhere she has the code written down to the teleportation circle that we know is there. Granted, I don't know if we even know I don't think we know how to teleport. So, and we're probably not going to learn that anytime soon. So, never mind.
One more level. I think. Isn't that a level 5?
fuck, I have no idea. I think teleportation circle is level 5. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of level 5 spells Steven's been on.
Have we discussed if trying to grind this cave is a possibility? Does that seem like a good idea? Do we think we have the oomph to do something like that, or to like draw them out and try to grind them outside?
Yeah, me and Marsh were kind of joking about it during the break, but I mean, we are Sans a healer. So I mean, if anybody falls, who's in trouble?
If we grind them, it's going to be more than one session.
Yeah.
Well, and plus, here's the thing about that 4th level, and we're role playing now because you didn't see it. It is a maze, and so, like, it's really nice that we could have that like staircase and just go down there, but say the noise does echo and the like Melkor and the 3rd floor people hear it and they're just like investigate. They're gonna know it and we won't, and all of a sudden we could be cornered or surrounded, and that's my biggest worry. That like it is I'm sure Ravenloft-esque of just like all the different ways. Then like I was able to use my eye to just kind of zoom all over the place. Actually crossing the lava is going to be a real problem for us as well, because there were only specific points that you could do that. And so that, going off your like best case, worst case point, Connor, cause I'm leaning Kestrel, because worst case we go to Kestrel and it's equal amount of people, equal amount of hard. The thing that pushes it over the scale for me is the goddess said meet there. So like if it's 2 equally really hard grinds combat wise, Kestrel is where this goddess lady, who hopefully will give us some information and some answers, told us to go. And so that's why for me I'm a little more inclined to pick that one. Nate, any takes?
I don't know. I kind of my first thought, my thought when starting the session was like Kestrel just made more sense narratively. But after scouting the cave, my reaction was very much like Nick's, which was it would be good to interrupt the supply chain here, but the teleportation and like the whoever it is that's making those things, that's just very interesting to Xerxes personally.
Sure.
But I don't have a hard feeling on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would still be more Kestrel. Because Kestrel's a day-ish away, probably. So we're looking at day there, day back, plus time there. So 3 to 4 days of whatever happens in the cave happens.
I mean, that definitely means, at least Anna would assume that the 2 cadavers are being built in.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe we have no idea how long that takes.
And we have no idea
Sure.
how many they have total.
Yeah, I only saw 2. Yeah, we don't know if they already have sent others out that we just didn't see.
I think it would be safe to assume that if we already saw one out in the wild, that even watching them build these 2 now, they're probably not just the 3 that
Yeah,
are in
probably
existence.
Yeah, who knows?
And so I think that lends credence to another argument. I don't know that Arthur's arguing for the cave, but just as a devil's advocate position of what sort of role do we have in preventing the buildup of some sort of mechanized army of disrupting the supply chain. Like if we know that these things are being constructed and sent out into the wilds, do we have any responsibility to try to disrupt that and destroy them? Or is it kind of like, what's another 2, what's another 4, what's another 6, while we go about doing things in Kestrel?
Also, I mean, they were moving slowly, so even if we take 4 to 5 days to go to Kestrel and come back, theoretically,
Sure,
they
but-
wouldn't go too far.
I think, I think that's fair. And I think, like, if we were worried about things in general, I guess they're moving slowly, and it's not like they're organized. It's not like they had a real posse with them, and it's not like they, traveled in pairs.
And there's nothing around here.
Right, so I guess collateral damage is minimal.
true, but if they're a quicker
I
build,
feel. Sorry, go ahead, Colin.
I'd say if they're a quicker build, they could be building them, and the first one was going north.
I imagine we can kind of talk in circles. So like my vote is Kestrel, but I don't think any of us are dying on a hill. So
No.
like I'm voting Kestrel. I think Bartlett said Kestrel. You
Yep.
3 want to vote, and then we can just kind of pick.
Yeah, my vote is backdoor cave.
I'm nervous. I feel like the cave is an in for a penny, in for a pound situation. And I think we could certainly draw whatever out to get our healer back next session, so we got that going for us if we truly were in for a pound.
If you want one more meta reason, I can give you one.
Please.
There is someone who has not spoken in the last 45 minutes, and if we go to Kestrel, we increase the likelihood that they will be able to speak.
What if he's a
Cave.
prisoner in the cave?
I didn't see any prisoners. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
What if he's in one of those locked doors? One of those closed doors?
Then there's no way to know. I thought about that. I was specifically like, I'm looking for a prisoner. Please let there be one. So
What if,
like,
he
all right,
has,
Will,
what if he has 2 backup characters and one's in the cage and one's in Kestrel?
Oh, Jesus.
never know.
It's Schrodinger's Rip Nugget.
Yep.
Loading.
Nick's conflicted. Nick would go Kestrel, but Arthur's going to go backdoor cave.
Got a RP.
Time break, Nate. Let's go.
Well, Xerxes never been one to go away from a fight, so
All right, there you go.
cave it is, my friends.
Dang.
Time to go backdoor on these hoes.
He will, though, suggest
Warning.
a morning raid. And he'll spend the night working on an alloy for his gun.
Alloy? Like a
An alloy.
Seems cool.
like a sneaky alloy?
One might call it a dampening alloy.
It's like I don't even know who it is anymore.
And then he puts it on backwards.
That makes even
It's like
more
a
noise.
megaphone.
Yeah.
I only can have 3 modifications on my gun, so the next time I want something, it's coming right off. But I can always mess around with it. But
I'm impressed you're doing it.
desperate times, man.
Not complaining though.
Desperate times. All right, so what's the plan, y'all?
Seems like we're camping
Little camp time?
somewhere. Cautiously.
The camp times? Yeah, where do you guys want to camp? Presume backing up.
Yeah. Senior Arthur.
I think just off in the trees, probably where he and Kat and Yofun camped previously, or even further back from there.
I think we should. I think we
ahead.
should send. I think we should send a message back to Lady Avelina, saying we found the unseen encampment. Tell the dwarves
Heck,
there are. Tell the dwarves there are mind flayer brains down here. They'll be, we'll let them know
Yeah. Send
more.
reinforcements.
No, we'll let them know more information when we find out. If we find out. Assaulting in the morning, just so she knows what we're doing. I think we can get that across in 25 words. I can type it up
Yeah.
specifically.
It seems like 25 words is succinct.
Honor, will Anna have knock prepared?
Yep. Anna always had. Yep, I will. Anna will prepare knock. Basically, the only time she wouldn't prepare knock is if we know we're going to encounter the sorceress and you want to go for our plan. And she could even prepare knock then. She hasn't really thought about the spell list at that time, but knock is always prepared at this point. Just so you know. Free up a spell slot.
What you drinking?
Buffalo Trace.
Oh. I firmly believe the sound of a cork coming out of a bottle is one of the best sounds of this earth.
My brother-in-law drove his brother from New Jersey to Kansas City, and they rode 3 wide in a U-Haul.
Yeah.
That long. So
Are they
they made it.
masochists?
I guess so. So, but they stopped in some distilleries. So.
Do they fill up the U-Haul?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's all worth it then.
Yep. Filled up the U-Haul and then rode 3 wide. And they pulled his car behind the U-Haul, which seems like a lot of work, but it seems like they should have just driven the car, and someone should have sucked it up and drove the car by themselves. I think I would have rather done that. I would have rather drove 17 hours by myself, ride 3 in a U-Haul, but
Yeah, that's what podcasts are for.
Yeah. Teach their own.
Arthur, you want to roll me a survival check while you're looking for camp? And yeah, if Connor, you want to type out, or whoever wants to.
Yeah, I'll type out a message.
Beautiful as you pull out the stone to send a message to the lady. Oh no, my batteries. my mouse batteries. They're dying. Terrible. Just don't mind me. Just changing my mouse batteries. Don't worry, my work backpack's ready. Did anybody notice earlier when I was drinking in a perfect position? It looked like I was literally drinking dragon's fire.
Saw that. You know, looked like you were drinking a cloud.
I was like, hell yeah. Fresh bats. Nothing like it. Didn't like it. Hello. Hopefully fresh. Somebody put fucking old batteries in mine. So pissed. Oh. What's happening? Oh. Ah, there we go. Yeah. We're good. %.
Are we getting in and out quick? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I'd say
Well, I mean,
honest sort of thinking like take out, see how we do on the 4th level. If it like completely gasses us, leave. You know, disrupt whatever they're doing down there and then leave. If we can keep going, then on his dream world, clear 4, 3, and disrupt teleportation circle, but also doesn't want to die. So if all we can do is 4 and interrupt what they're doing down there.
The bummer is if they'll then probably chase us at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You get a response from the lady. Good to hear you've made it. I will inform the dwarves. Does this mean these foes are connected? Interesting. We'll keep an eye out. And that's it.
No send nudes at the end.
Didn't have enough words. All right, so your guys are following Arthur back a little ways. He's making his way to rock formation that him and a literal dragon felt comfortable enough camping. So it's a little ways outside. Pardon. Got the herbs drinking all that fire. And as you're making your way there, as I said before, it's pretty forested area, but there are kind of a number of like old walking paths kind of near here. There's also game trails just through the woods. So it's pretty easy to go. And as Arthur's leading the way, doing what he does best, keeping his wits about him. Arthur, you see something in the woods that catches your eye. Kind of in the direction that you're going. Make a perception check. See how good. Yeah. As you kind of like see this kind of slight movement out of the corner of your eye, leading the way, then you see a little more movement, and it's a humanoid figure. You're pretty certain. You almost didn't spot them because they were seemingly like kind of hunched over, making their already like kind of small, petite frame seem even smaller. Looks like their back is to you, and the main thing that you kind of saw move was kind of like a round piece of like cloth. Kind of looks like it's at the end of a stick. It's kind of like in the air as this figure is like down, like hunching over. And that's what you can make out. You're maybe 100 feet away or so.
Arthur and Kat will dash towards it.
Full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead.
As you guys are following behind Arthur, you see him and Kat take off through the woods in a direction. Will you roll a perception check?
I will roll a d20.
Right.
The AoE cons.
Why? What is that?
What character have you created?
I don't even understand how that happened. This reminds me, before we get into it, I downloaded the app, the Roll20 app, because I have beta privileges for some godforsaken reason. It's cool, but it doesn't work.
Sure. Well, it wouldn't be Roll20 if it worked.
Yeah, so I had to download. First, I had to download an app that I literally can't see what it's called because I don't test flight, which allows you to download beta apps. And then I downloaded this, and it's like you can't see anything. But it I wish I could show you so it says select your characters on mine. Like, oh god, you literally can't see anything. Sometimes you can see it. Right?
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, it says select your characters, and let me just tell you which. So I don't know if it's just because I'm a DM, but I have Ishmael available to me, which, if you're wondering, is one of those halflings. I have the AoE cone, which apparently says AoE cones. I have Sir Isaac Garin, R.I.P. I have Dervis, the other halfling. I have Lord Volmer. I have literally a character that is not in my game. There's literally 0% chance this character's in my game. And then I have Sarah. I have the Tamir Corruption. I have Lord Briar. I have Lucian. I have a Burnt, and I have a copy of Sarah. Those are my only options. And when I click,
per character.
when I click them, I don't think it gives me any of their stats. Definitely doesn't give me any of their attacks. So I literally, but here, I'll roll one of them. Strength save from copy of Barry Sarah. Did it roll? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's fast.
So that's cool. But it also doesn't say who it was rolled from, which is really annoying.
That's just nuance.
Yeah, it's slick and it looks nice.
Well, if you need a roll from the AoE cone, you just let me know.
So, anyway.
A wild AoE cone.
Yeah. I can't believe that's how I revealed that Will's character is just an area of effect cone. Or a torch. Great. Oh, I see how you do this. That's fun. That's scary. It's scary that you can see all those things. I guess you probably can't see anything that I have hidden. Interesting. Or maybe you can. Start digging through that. So the dim light continues to kind of be hunched there, Arthur, as you sprint towards it with Cat through the woods. What is your next point?
What do we see as we approach closer?
As you're making your way through the woods, getting within, I don't know, under 100 feet, 50 feet, you see what looks to be, Will, what does Arthur see?
If you are coming up from behind this creature who did not notice you with a 2 perception, you would see a small humanoid with a cape full of made of rabbit pelts. He's wearing one of those hats, like Far East hats that workers out in the field use to keep the sun off of them.
Jansen.
Great. Replace Clay is an old ass grandpa rice worker.
He's got 2 pieces of metal on as he's shifting around. You might be able to see the one on his chest, not the one below his cape. Maybe they're like trash can lids, or like the shoulder pieces of a set of plate mail that are one on the chest, one on the back, connected by some rope. And they're not helping his AC at all. And he's got his trusty walking stick resting up on his shoulder, resembles kind of a vagabond staff with a large handkerchief tied around the end, and it's kind of bulging out from whatever is within it. And he apparently does not seem to notice you. And he's like either hunched over or down, like kneeling on the ground, resting.
Can Arthur tell if anything past humanoid, like at least small humanoid at this point? Any other details, features?
Probably not beneath the rice worker hat.
Oh boy.
Shoot it. It's the best option.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
Which one of the cones are you shooting?
Arthur will knock knock an arrow to his bow, but not in a PvP intimidating manner, because we're too meta for that. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
It's your chance. It's your chance to be the attacker, though.
Revenge! Roll a new character, motherfucker!
Kill my zombie friends.
Can go ahead and shoot twice, action surge, and set cat off.
Well, that's definitely a kill because cat
Crit.
only kills.
It's the crit.
1 for 1, 2 for 2 at all. No, he will knock it out and call out. Be still. That was too Sean Connery. I'm sorry.
That was very Sean Connery. Very Sean Connery. You slipped there. Could you add Trebek to the end of that?
Just aged 30 years.
You hear Sean Connery. Will's dim light area of effects cone character.
You see the hand not holding the staff go up and kind of give you one of these, but he's still not facing you. It lasts 6 seconds, an entire turn.
2 more attacks.
Who are you and what's your business out in these woods?
How far away are you?
30 feet. 35 feet. 35 feet.
You got. You're now going to get one of these. It's going to motion you over.
Arthur will slowly angle his way. Arrow's not trained on him. Arrow's like pointing at the ground, but he will slowly make his way closer and then working his way around so that he can look at this thing from the front.
You do see, as he lifts his head, much to Bartlett's chagrin, a very, very old halfling. And he continues to
Is Arthur super familiar with this entity?
Are you asking me? No.
Okay. I don't know if Arthur spent much time or knows much of.
Hello, friend. Would you be so kind as to help an old man up?
I'd like to know how you got this far. If you cannot help yourself up, no offense.
Oh, well, you see, I went around. That's why I'm here. I went around. I'm trying to get somewhere else, but it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. So I went around.
What is it that you're trying to get to?
Oh, well, I'm trying to. Well, you see, there's there's a tower east of here. And there's a lake around this tower, and I have, and he kind of holds his hand up, I have a theory about the tower. But I had to go around. Very dangerous.
And why'd you have to go around?
I used to be able to travel these lands. But now it's very dangerous. Very dangerous for an old man like me. So I avoid the middle of the vale and hug the right wall all the way around.
But you seem to want to get back to Perigus nonetheless, no?
Oh, yes, I have a theory. Are you a scientist?
I'm no scientist. We've got a couple in our number that might consider themselves to be, but not I.
Oh, that's too bad. I don't know if I would be able to explain this theory unless you are capable of understanding its intricacies. You see, it's a very what is the word I'm looking for? It's a very complex scientific theory.
That's fine. I normally have trouble communicating how to do things with those that are better at thinking. You see, sometimes you have to be strong enough to do things, and it can be tough for those who are soft enough to not be able to do them, rather think about them. But I get where you're coming from.
Hey.
Friend.
Holds his hand up. Hello, friend. Would you be so kind as to help an old man up?
Oh boy.
Leave it to Will.
And can he see, like, everybody else is that close, like they are on the map there? Michael
I'd
is
imagine
muted.
I'd imagine this conversation's going on, that like Anna's inching closer and listening to the conversation.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, it's not pitch black like it is for people on the map. But yeah, you can see people kind of moving. Yeah, and let me throw a just random ass torch out there. This map just felt just kind of right.
Anna will
Bam.
step up and she'll start in halfling, then we'll switch common, like we'll just speak in halfling to show that she can like basically do it as like an introduction and just be like, hello there, pleasure to meet you, friend. We haven't met many friends out on the road. But she'll say that all in halfling, and then we'll switch to common. And we'll say, we have been to Perigus and would be interested in hearing your theory out.
Oh,
We have a few people.
are you the scientist? You're bilingual. You must be the scientist.
I might be able to keep up. But she'll kind of look over to Stephen and Xerxes and be like, they would probably do better. But we have been to where you want to go, and found the place ransacked, and frankly not of too much use. So.
Oh, that's what I thought at first as well. Let me explain. You see, in science, you can't just start with a theory. First, you make a guess about something. That's called a hypotenuse. Then, if your hypotenuse comes true a couple of times, then it's a theory. Then, if your theory comes true a couple of times in a row, then it is a scientific fact. And that's the way science works. Do you understand? Do you get it?
Please tell me this is all still in halfling.
Where I am following. Yes.
Oh, very, very good. You see, I've been to the tower too. And I'm a bit of a magic user. And once I swam across the lake, I used a few spells. And the door lit up. But I couldn't make all of the lights come on. But after a while, the door opened anyway. And I went inside. And it was pitch black. I couldn't see. But I found some stairs. And I went up, up, up to the top, where I found something on the floor that looked just like the door. Now, here's my theory. If I could make the whole door light up, maybe I could make the whole tower light up. And since the last time I went, I think I've acquired enough magic to light that entire door up. You see, I'm a bit of a magic user. Would you help an old man up, friend?
That in halfling or common.
It's all common.
Yeah, Anna just spoke in halfling like the introduction and then switched pretty quickly to common.
Saru walks up and extends a hand to help him up.
And as you grab his hand, you penetrate the disguise self spell that he has cast upon himself, making him look ancient and decrepit. And he leaps to his feet, does a backflip, and begins shaking your hand very vigorously.
Arthur fires.
Oh, hello, friend. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. I'm so glad to see a friendly face out here. Sorry. So glad to see a friendly face out here. And he starts just going down the row of people, shaking everybody's hand, grabbing them by the forearm in like a not so consensual manner. And just, oh, hello there. Hello there. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. And he gets to Anna, and when he does, he grabs her by the forearm and says, my word, you are emaciated. Look how very thin you are. Do you need something to eat? And he looks over kind of at Sarah and Isabel. It's like, all of these women are in need of a hearty meal. Every last one of them. Are you in danger, my dear? You just say the word and I can get you ladies out of here. I happen to be a very fierce warrior. Do you want me to make you something to eat? And he's like looking at you and it fully expects an answer.
Steven will pipe in, yeah, I can eat.
Oh, yes. You could use a meal too. What? I'm glad I came along when I did. All of this entire party is in need of a good meal. And kind of looks over at Fent and is like, well, almost all. And he starts unpacking his handkerchief off of his stick. He's like, now just a minute. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. Don't be a grumpy Gertrude, looking no doubt at Isabel. That's a sure sign of malnutrition. Then he will use disguise self again and start impersonating a random member of the party. Look at me, grumble, grumble. I'm so hungry. The grumbling of my voice comes from the grumbling of my belly. This would work better if Croft were here, because that's totally who I would be impersonating, because he would be totally grumpy. I'm a grumpy, grumbling Gertie. Well, no worries. Say goodbye to the grumbles. Just let me get my stew pot out, and I will whip up a coney stew that will make you smile ear to ear. Home is where the stew pot is. That's what my great uncle Pimlin would say. Oh, my great uncle Pimlin? Waits the fiercest halfling this side of the great sea. Slew a wild boar with his bare hands. Well, kind of you see the boar charged into the village, and everybody scattered. Even I, the bravest lad you'll ever come across, jumped into a dwarven barrel that was nearby. That was extremely lucky. Come to think of it, every time I've been in danger, there's been a dwarven barrel close by. They're so solid, and always around when you need them. I suppose the dwarves have a knack for putting them in the right place. Very lucky indeed. Dwarves are a good group of folks. I've met over 7 of them myself. The last dwarf I saw got his beard stuck in a clothes-drying contraption, ripped it right off the crate it was attached to. I tell you, old Mildred was none too pleased when she saw her clothes-drying contraption ripped bomb to tea kettle. It had been passed down for 5 generations. That's older than even the loot I inherited from my great-uncle Pimlin. I say great in the sense that he's my father's sister's father, not that he did anything great, although some here would say that not doing something great and never causing a ruckus is pretty great.
Sir,
So
sir.
maybe this...
Okay.
Yes? Hello, friend.
Ooh,
Hello.
Connor, let the man cook.
I did.
Ooh, no, more. We want more.
I have a feeling more. I have a feeling more will be coming. Don't worry. I think at this point Anna would in fact interrupt. So you gotta for an RP. Yes, I think we would enjoy a meal, and I don't think we got your name.
Ah, of course. I would. How rude of me to not introduce myself before I was on the verge of beginning to ramble on. Pleased to meet you. Roscoe Hornswaggler, at your service.
Anna will bow and say, Lestriana Rylenia. A pleasure, Roscoe. We are unfortunately not headed towards Paragus, at least at the moment. But if you want company for the evening, we would surely take it, as we are. But we will need to head out early in the morning.
Very good, very good. Very good to see a friendly face out here. Of course. I would not miss the opportunity to cook for you. I can make dinner. I can make breakfast. I can make... Is there a meal that comes after breakfast?
I believe it's called the Taco Bell 4th meal.
I can make it. Home is where the stew pot is. That's what my great uncle Pimlin used to say.
Anna would probably laugh, just laugh, and then just be like, "Great, thank you." If you want to get started, if Arthur, is this about where we're going to set up, or are we going to set up somewhere a little farther?
What's the name of the town that Roscoe's from? That Clavius was asking Colt about?
Roscoe is from Brandy.
Brandy?
Brandy,
Yeah.
that's right, okay. Roscoe, are you from Brandy by chance?
Why, yes, I am from Brandy. Lots of halflings there. It's a wonderful place, much more friendly than out here. Very dangerous out here. Very dangerous.
What brings you out here?
Oh, well, I am the proprietor of the Steaming Coney. Nobody ever leaves the Steaming Coney without having wished that they had a few extra stomachs to hold all of the stew that was stirred there. But I'll tell you, they came for the stew, but they stayed for the stories. You see, I'm a bit of a adventurer. And I will go out across the land and I would collect all of these amazing stories, all of them true. The patrons would often say, Hornswoggler, your tales are taller than your top knot, but I saw them all with my own eyes. Oh, I tell you the things that I have seen, a man wrestling a crocodile with his bare hands, or an archer that could pin a fruit fly to a fence post from 40 yards away, or watching a farmer with no hands going out to milk the family cow. You know, funny thing about cows, you never see them lay down. Don't they ever take time to rest? And they're so heavy holding that weight up on those bony legs all day. They look so tired. Not tired like the time my cousin and I stayed up for 3 nights writing the greatest ballad in the history of brandy. I'm just glad his grandfather had a big supply of coffee. Well, not grandfather in the sense that he did anything grand, but that he was a great grandfather for not doing anything grand, which kind of makes it like a great father instead of a grandfather. He was my father's father. I think families in Brandy are all kind of tied together. Anyway, before I start rambling on, you see, I like to go out and collect stories to tell around my stew pot. Home is where the stew pot is. The customers would come in and I will regale them with stories as they eat their coney stew. But it's so dangerous now. It's getting harder and harder to
This
collect
is
good
dangerous, but in
stories.
fact, we've heard of some of your stories. I think a late friend of ours would often regale us of the tales of Roscoe from Brandy.
Have you been to Brandy? It's been quite some time since I've been there. Quite some time. The stories are harder and harder to collect because you have to stay at arm's length, as they say.
No, I haven't been to Brandy, but a friend of ours had, and he knew of your stories. That is for sure.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but the Steaming Coney is an institution among institutions. You see, I'm a bit of a culinarian.
Oh, what's that?
A culinarian? It's a cook. It's a scientific term. It's explain to them, thin one. It's a scientific term.
Stephen will look around for the person you just referred to.
Assuming Anna, but
Anna probably frowns.
Anna will
Isabel.
frown, but say it is a not just a chef, but a science chef.
A science chef. I love that.
Roscoe, why don't we trade you? You cook us a meal, and we'll tell you a story. A story of, well, why you met us. I'll have to skip a few details. It's a rather long story, but it's a pretty good one.
I would love to collect a new story. You look like adventurers that could collect a fine story. But first, I have to find the conies. You see, I'm a bit of a magic user. But you can't catch conies with magic. You hit them with a magic dart, and it bruises them. You hit them with a bolt of fire, and it singes them. You hit them with a bit of dark energy, and it leaves them rotting from the inside out. You have to catch them with your bare hands. And he will go about unpacking his handkerchief from his vagabond stick. And you see this cast iron, or whatever the appropriate metal is in the land of the burnt, stew pot. And it is very heavy, and seems like a strange thing to be making up so much of his encumbrance. But he absolutely is toting it.
So as Roscoe cooks, Anna will sort of give Roscoe the basics of what's going on, of how they were sent out from Briarwood to establish contact, and that they've basically been on. And they discovered that there's a lot of evil in the land, as Roscoe surely knows, sticking to the sides and trying to stick towards the dangers, avoid danger, and that they're and and there's in particular there's a group called it's called the Unseen, that has been our enemy, and that we were looking for a place to camp, and that we are going to go. We appreciate this chance to have a meal, a nice, well-cooked meal the night before, as it will surely, she'll say something like, maybe a little dry, seeing if Roscoe picks it up, suspecting that he will not. Be like, surely someone so emaciated like myself needs a good meal before heading into battle. But that is where we will head in the morning, against our enemies. So, sort of she's going to leave out, she would tell them that they what's about Ark. She's going to leave out the hollow. She's not going to, just drop secret city by the lake on Roscoe. But would be decently willing to tell him things, not, be willing to sort of fudge around, that, oh, we've just been traveling north and south, fighting the unseen, fighting the enemies of the Vale. That's why we stopped at Paragus, and now we're trying to, we've lured them to a cave, and we're going to go attack in the morning. So I don't know, take 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes as Roscoe cooks, and she'll answer questions that he has.
He would probably ask about their time at the tower, and if they had any hypotenuses of their own regarding the tower, and would probably mention too that, it makes sense now that things are kind of getting nasty out here. He didn't know why. He just knows he can't go back to Brandy until he collects the requisite amount of stories to please his customers, and that it's been years, decades, who knows at this point. Long time.
Anna would probably smile at him and then be like, well, we'll have a hell of a story first thing in the morning. You say you're a magic user? To survive out here, you must be able to handle yourself a little bit.
Oh, I can do a little of this and a little of that. Hard to learn things. Hard to learn things on your own. But I can kill a coney with magic if you want a not great coney stew. I can at least do that.
Where does one find a coney?
Look at you. You have a regal countenance. They should make a statue of you. I've never seen anything like you.
Well, most people haven't. Not around here, anyway.
Are you one of the friends? How?
One of these guys' friends? Absolutely.
How did you? Are there more of you?
There are. Most of them are on an island far away, though.
Do they have a regal countenance?
I'm not sure what that means, but probably.
Oh, it's a scientific term.
Ah,
It's like
forgive me.
it's like a it's not like a culinarian. It's hard to explain. You can talk
like
to
a
your science
sustenance
friends.
builder.
It's like it's a term of honor.
A term of honor. I am immediately going to want to find out all I can about you and your land and your people.
Oh well, there's plenty to tell, and there's plenty of other stories I bet that we can swap out. Back in my town, I was, I guess you could call, a bit of a nosy person. I was very much interested in the travelers that would come in and tell stories, and we would swap ideas and swap information.
You're
Kind
a
of an
story
information
collector?
broker. I am.
Oh, glorious day! Oh, well, I should suppose that I will do everything I can to make you the best pot of coney stew you've ever had.
Oh, you don't
After
have to
all,
say
it might be
that.
your last meal.
Oh, we've been through a lot together. I highly doubt it's going to be our last meal. We've got plenty more ahead of us.
You know what my Uncle Pimlin used to say is that life is like a sandwich. Birth is one slice, death is the other, and what you put between the slices, it's up to you. And I like to pack as much adventure as I can onto my sandwich. And take a big bite.
Let's take a big bite out of life, I suppose.
Bet you have the most tasty sandwiches.
Oh, I'm a bit of a culinarian.
That's a science term.
You are a regal scientist. Anyway, I'll get started, and you can plan your adventure. I am intrigued and may decide to tag along.
Well, you're definitely welcome to join us, and after we finish our business down here, we'll probably be heading back up north. We could very easily stop by Paragus Tower again.
And when
In
can
fact,
we
I
go
think we
to
have-
the place with your people?
That is a great question, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure there are any boats that go that way. Not now with what's happened in the last couple of years.
Oh well, one foot in front of the other, as they say.
Yeah, I'll make it back there one day, once we figure out what's going on this side. But until then, do you have everything you need for that stew?
I have everything I need. Sans one thing. A
Ah.
coney!
I did ask where you find them.
Oh, why, they're everywhere. Not even the evil ones spread across this land can drive away the conies. Why, they reproduce like conies.
Well, what do you say we go find a couple?
I couldn't agree more.
By the way, can you see in the dark?
He has spells that can help him see in the dark.
Just checking. Some of the other guys around here can't, so always gotta ask. Don't need the blind leading the blind and whatnot.
So DM, how good is this meal that we eat tonight?
Fuck if I know. I didn't make it. Sounds like it's pretty fucking good.
Will, how good is this meal?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Like, unless I have to roll for it and use every bottle cap, I have to make it fantastic. It's really good.
All right.
Roscoe knows how to cook. He can make a
What
good.
level is he? Does he happen to know Hero's Feast?
No, he's literally level 1 cook. Turns out. So yeah, as Roscoe makes some food, or finds conies to make some food. What are your plans for the rest of the evening?
Balancing my gun. Not a metaphor.
Next, you'll be polishing your horns.
Yeah, I think I imagine Roscoe would press about the stories, and Saru would be happy to oblige, and they would swap little tales here and there about what they've heard or been exposed to and all that.
Anna's gonna sort of be off by herself, and she'll be like, if anybody sees her, she'll kind of just be like, in deep thought, kind of like holding her holy symbol of sin, just sort of deep thought, and mentally getting ready for the morning.
I'm probably trying to talk to Roscoe and ask what other hypotheses he has.
About
Anything? Any other hypotheses you've uncovered?
Steven
Just shoot
wants
from
to know.
just shoot from the hip. Just shoot from the hip, Roscoe. Give me all your hypotheses.
I think your hypotenuse about the tower is dead on. Some might even say it's straight on.
Who's to say?
so you would say it's a theory?
I don't know if we can call it a theory yet. We have to prove it works.
Oh, you're right. We must maintain our allegiance to sweet lady science. I agree. I got carried away. I apologize.
Never apologize for getting caught up in the thrill of sweet lady science.
I just love to be correct about things. I hope we're right.
How did you discover magic?
I've always had a bit of a knack for magic, as it were. And as I would go out on my adventures, sometimes you have to do things, either kill wild beasts or talk your way out of a situation, and it feels like you're getting stronger over the course of time, almost like you're leveling up. And certain new magical spells would just come to me. And that's the only way they come to me, is just when I've killed enough beast, I guess. I don't know. Nature? I don't have a hypotenuse on that.
It is one of the great mysteries of science.
So what's your plan for the evening? Hitting
I want
the
to eat some of the stew.
eating some of the stew, obviously.
And Roscoe will eat way more than you think he should be able to eat, being so small.
Can we even tell? Do you still have the disguise self up?
No, it well, I guess technically only Saru would have, I would have dropped it, yeah.
Okay.
And it was only making him look old. I mean, other than that.
Well, and then you did
You
the
didn't change
Isabel, which is
anything.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You were Isabel for a while.
Yeah, it was Isabel for a while. But no, yeah, he would have immediately, he was just doing that to call her a grumpy, grumbling Gertie.
Gotcha.
And he will be like looking around to make sure that everybody is seemingly happy as a lark after eating. And if they're not, like if Anna's acting all despondent, his solution is to offer more food. Like just constantly until she either pretends to be happy or they run out.
Anna will absolutely pretend to be happy.
If Xerxes had any additional time, he would also calibrate Sarah's arm and just talk with her about how it's working and that sort of thing.
She would be very open to that. as well as running any interference to let Anna get some time to herself on Roscoe as she needs. For the rest of the night, is there any discussion about the upcoming day? Plans in the morning, things of that nature?
Just remind everyone it's a maze down there, so we'll have to stay together at all costs.
We need to locate the back door, don't we? We actually don't know where it is.
Yeah, you know the general area.
Okay.
Got to find it in the morning. So what's the plan? Sleep watches and sleep after you guys get a nice full bellies. I presume tiny hut.
Yep.
Yep.
I presume Roscoe talks late into the evening with whoever he possibly can.
They boot him out of the hut at some point.
Yeah, they're like, shut the fuck up.
He's actually very impressed by the hut. Like, may not say anything about it, but he's
I find
pretty
that hard
impressed
to
by the
believe.
hut. A man of few words.
Totally.
Lovely. So normal watches throughout the night. So you generally take first, right?
I think so.
A little ways into your watch, Isabel also takes first. She'll get up just from her book, whatever she's doing, reading. Maybe working on a few potions that she has. Like her bag's kind of all splayed out. She's got her shit everywhere. And she'll walk over, pulling a book out of her bag, or out of her area, to show you a few of the diagrams that are on the current page that she has open. And just taking a look, it's like the general flora and fauna of the region and all the like plants and herbs and stuff like that that can be used in medical salves and pastes, and even some that can be used in like minor magical potions. And she'll kind of explain like that these are more local to this area that is surrounding the Kestrel Academy and the Kestrel Valley here. And a lot of them like kind of climb up to the areas around the mountain and stuff like that. She's familiar with this region.
Yeah.
And she'll hand you the book and kind of say like it could be helpful for you to get like familiar to these over the next few days, like if we're deciding to stay, like travel around this region, that like to keep an eye out for these plants, just as part of like her trying to train you up on some of this stuff that you asked her about. And then she'll kind of grab her coat, grab her pipe, and a small journal just from her bag, and fit on her little tricorn hat that she wears. Just before letting you know that she's going to run off to the little girl's room, relieve herself, and have a quick smoke outside of the tiny hut. And then she also mentions that she's going to send a private message to someone that she's been meaning to talk with for a few weeks now. Being this near to Briarwood's kind of brought up some feelings, and she's going to make a quick message, if you will. This, like, going to the bathroom and all that stuff, this is nothing out of the ordinary. Your companions, other than Stephen, who of course is bound by the spell of the hut, will often leave the bounds of the small hut throughout the course of their watches. Some people maybe to scout or catch small game for breckers. Others maybe just for fresh air, stretch their legs. And everyone from one time or another to do something that we often never speak of while playing this lovely game. To take dumps in the woods.
It's canon that I made my character the opposite of how Marshall is with real life with his bladder.
This was all a long DM moment, so I could say dumps in the woods.
Nice.
But anyway, this is nothing Saru should be sketched out about, because it's normal occurrence as far as he's concerned. Though, as you all may have guessed, the fact that we're talking about it should definitely sketch Preston and the rest of you out. Because why else would Michael be bringing these things up? For Isabel doesn't return after about 15 minutes pass. Then 15 turns to 20, 25, even 30. She's still not back. Saru kind of scanning the area, picking his head up from the book every so often. Doesn't see her in the woods nearby. A little privacy to do your thing in the woods is not strange, but 30 minutes, though not totally unheard of, is on the longer side for a journey out in the woods, like by yourself, even within earshot of the campsite. So as many of you may have guessed, Isabel does not return.
And now Arthur's gone.
Arthur's still there.
Well,
but what I want to impress upon you is that Isabel is not fishing currently. But she does not seem to come back from her watch, Saru, or by the nearing the end of your watch. She's still kind of, you don't see her in the woods.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick tangent real quick before I forget it?
Definitely.
So I don't know if Will won't know this, obviously, because he wasn't playing with us, but so Michael introduced D&D to us in like 2015, something like that. And very first session, his lovely wife Andrea played with us, and it was wonderful. And we then got together like a month or so later to play our second session, and his lovely wife was not there. And his reasoning, like in game, was we woke up and we saw like track marks and then like struggle marks where it was clear her character had been captured and dragged a certain direction. And our characters said, nah, we're going to go this other way. And just totally ignored all the signs of like, hey, we should go like look for this person. And so, sorry, that was very much a tangent, but very much reminiscent of what's happening right now.
Who's to say what's happening? Who's to say?
Yeah. At her elongated bathroom break, or smoke break, or secret message break.
Yeah.
Saru would wake up Anna out of her trance, if she's trancing, or wherever she's doing, and explain that she said she was just gonna go out and smoke she had a message to send. She's gonna go do her business and stuff, but that was half an hour ago, and she's not back, and I don't see her out there. And you probably know her better than anybody else in here, maybe Steven. I don't know, do we go look for her? I mean, she seemed fine before she left.
Give me a few. I will go. Lunas and I will go. Nana will leave and sort of scout the surrounding area, sort of looking for like tracks or signs or anything like that, of trying to pick up where she could have gone.
Yeah, roll survival check.
Roll a survival check.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I got raided by bugs.
That's what happens when you leave the hut.
And put out the cigar.
Oh yeah, that probably would have helped.
That was doing a good job, so I went and got a light, a candle. And I'll have Lunas do a straight wisdom roll.
So you kind of start moving about the camp, like encircling your position. And it takes you a little bit of time before you're able to find some signs. You kind of see like some ash on the ground where you can find some signs that you're probably smoking her pipe here. And there's actually a bottle of I'll tell you what bottle it is real quick. An empty bottle of brandy mead kind of nearby where the ashes are. It just seems like there's the end of it. She just kind of had set it down there where she maybe was smoking near a tree. Maybe What's-Her said she was sending her message. Drinking, smoking, doing some Isabel things. And then you are able to kind of suss out a few more, like, just broken twig here. That seems to, maybe she walked off this way a little bit. Went to the bathroom over here. And as you're, searching, you kind of find some signs that she walked off this way, and then you lose a trail. You don't see any signs of movement, and you pan through and kind of zigzag around, and having Lunas kind of flying above the area like where you currently are, and there's just, you don't see any sign of Isabel.
Oh, I think what Anna would want to do is come back, tell Saru that, and wake up Arthur and have him, the better survivalist, see if he can pick up something that she can't.
Yeah, so Arthur, you kind of can lead him out there, and he'll start, you take him to the same spots that you were to see if he can pick up a trail off that area. He does start like following, like maybe there's a few signs in the grass that you hadn't seen that leads you both to like that same spot that you kind of got to. he just starts kind of looking around, like expecting to find something, expecting like, okay, it should be, beyond this area here. There should be something. And as he looks, he's not finding any signs of a trail.
While that's going on, I would find Steven and explain to him what was going on, and then kind of try to pry and be like, well, I know you've got that, like, magical eye thing. Do you have a way to find someone if they get lost or something, maybe?
Nope. And no matter, regardless, even if I could, that means we're having to wake everyone up because the hut would have to drop. I'm stuck here. So. Assuming True filled me in enough, can I do a history check to remember if Isabel bought a potion of flying from what's his name?
While you were there, you don't need to do a history check. I do not think she did. Purchase a potion of flying. As far as I know.
Have y'all like looked up in the trees or anything? Did she maybe climb?
I don't know. I think Anna found like a pipe or her pipe ashes and an empty bottle, but I think she lost the trail. That's why she grabbed Arthur. That's what they're looking. Hopefully Arthur can find something, but
well,
I don't know.
If we all want to look, we can, but it means we'd all have to look. I can't help unless we want to drop the hut.
No, I understand. We should keep the hut up for everybody else. I guess we'll wait till Arthur and Anna get back.
Yeah, so I'd assume we'd like sort of scope a little farther and find, like you said, zigzag and sort of find nothing. Can Anna do like an Arcana check or an investigation, specifically looking for some sort of like material component that would be involved with casting a spell? An Arcana check. She's now wondering if like someone either kidnapped Isabel. I don't think she quite has it in herself to believe that Isabel bolted.
Yeah, roll Arcana.
Roll Arcana.
Yeah, so I mean, looking around in that immediate area, you don't come across anything, material components or otherwise, that kind of clue you in to anything as in the arcane. Thinking just through in your mind, there are ways to not leave a trail when moving through an area that would leave no trace behind. But most of those things would, take, casting a higher level spell, or even, like kind of what Steven thought of, like, just like it almost like she just flew away, or had some type of item that could like mask like a trail or something. But there's nothing that you know of, at least that Isabel had, at least that she's divulged to you or shown you or used that would make you think that she had that ability, or an ability that would allow her to do something like that. And then as far as like Steven and Saru go, and if other people are sleeping or what, she, most of her bag and things are just like kind of laid out like as she normally does on watch. Like she was working on some potions, like all her stuff was there for the most part.
Yeah, there's been no indication that peace out. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up Roscoe.
Oh, hello, my regal friend.
Hey, I know we just met, but I need a favor, and you mentioned that you were skilled in magics and a scientist and all that.
A bit of one, yes.
Do you have a way to find someone or something that's got lost by chance? One of our party members, she went out for a smoke, the grumpy one, as you might have put it. And she's been gone far too long for just a smoke break, drink break.
Probably looking for conies.
Possible, but I don't know if she would spend her time doing that. She's normally pretty busy with her studies.
So Roscoe has already made up his mind that Saru, because of his chipper attitude, is going to be his favorite, and he's just going to stay with Saru at all times. So it's really breaking his heart to say, well, I have a spell that might help, but I only would have been able to do it after a long rest, and you just woke me up. So now I can't, and it's all your fault. So he would try to be very diplomatic in saying that. Maybe it probably wouldn't work anyway, but maybe,
No, that's okay. Like I said, it was just kind of a hunch, and I don't know a whole lot about magic and stuff, so it was just worth a shot since you had mentioned it. And Steven can't do much just because he has to keep the hunt up, so it's just, I don't know. I just want to make sure that she's not in trouble or anything.
Yes, that was a very good trick. This hut is resplendent.
Yeah, it's very nice. It allows us to be safe, and as far as we know, nothing can get in. Only we can get in or out.
Is he the most powerful person you've ever met?
Is this happening in the hut?
Yeah. He's whispering though, he wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't want. He's a little awestruck.
Love it.
Is he the most powerful person you know?
I mean, he's definitely one of the few people that I've ever seen do the type of magic that people always kind of brag about being able to do. People always talk about being able to do fireballs and lightning bolts and stuff like that, and I don't know if I've seen him do a fireball, but I've definitely seen him shoot lightning and stuff around.
So, I did it last session.
Did you do? I knew you had the bees.
Or 2 sessions ago.
Okay, so I've seen him do both lightning and fire. So I mean, he can definitely he's got some power. He's definitely.
I should definitely like to see that. But sorry, should we go look for your friend?
Well,
sorry, our friend.
Anna and Arthur, yeah, thank you. Anna and Arthur went out to see if they could follow her trail, so I'm kind of waiting for them to come back because I don't want to. We don't need to have it get lost.
So Anna and Arthur can come in, and Anna's gonna sort of relay that they didn't see anything, and then she's gonna start rifling through Isabel's shit, looking for a note, her journals, looking through any sign, any clue of what could have happened. Being completely improper, looking through absolutely everything. You're muted.
Every time. I wish saying I'm muted, unmuted.
Hmm.
That's smart.
Or
That's
just-
next level. That's next level right
when
there.
you start talking, it knows, oh, he's talking.
Yeah.
It
And then I go,
unmuted
oh shit, I'm muted. And then it unmutes me. That would
I mean, it knows you're talking because it should give you a notification of you're muted. Please
Yeah.
unmute your microphone.
just
Yeah.
unmute me. Especially if I say oh shit, I'm muted. Or fuck. Then just unmute me.
This is like
Customer
the
keywords.
very edge of the first world. Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm trying to play D&D with my friends from
Can't
the
live like
comfort
this
of my own
anymore.
home. Like, come on. So she has a lot of things, a lot of gear. There's like a medical journal, personal journal. There's some dagger. There's some healer's
Probably.
kit, medical.
Should probably look through the personal journal and just be like absolutely nosy as shit.
Yeah, I don't know 100% what's in there, so props out to tell you. There is just like it looks just like a daily, probably journal. There is nothing that catches your eye as far as like I'm planning to do X, Y, or Z, like near the whatever this day was or whatever. I don't know how she keeps the journal. There's all the potions that she has. I mean, and just a bunch of random stuff. It just looks like all her things. Other than, the wine bottle you found in the woods. Her holy symbol is with her, you presume. She was wearing, her clothes and things, the traveler's gear and stuff. Stru saw her, take that. But yeah, like digging through her stuff, there's nothing that gives you any like indication of like someone who is got a plan to execute or something. No sign of her like leaving like I'm gonna go do this.
So Anna will sort of look up, and the people who are awake, which is what everybody but Xerxes at this point, who's just like passed out, sound asleep.
Pretty much,
Xerxes is
yeah. Xerxes and Sara, maybe.
Xerxes snoring.
Isabel either.
He's got a brand.
That's canon, by the way. That's the noise he makes.
Has to be right.
Sounds right.
Isabel either bolted or something took her and left no trace. We looked. Nothing. I don't necessarily want to venture. Torn between venturing farther out and staying here in the safety and praying till the morning. But I've got nothing. Arthur's got nothing.
And how long has it been? An hour, probably?
So,
Yeah, give or
first
take.
watch, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all found nothing, there's no use in others going out and bumbling about in the dark. Hopefully, especially with no clear trail to follow.
Right.
I have the eye that I can use, but need a direction to send it. And, the only other spell that I can think of that would possibly help, if she were somehow invisible in the area, I could possibly see her, but I'd have to wait until morning. And the likelihood of that is 0 to none.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
almost
go ahead.
go ahead. I almost sort of nod and just be like, I think waiting is the best option at this point. As much as it pains me, I don't know what to.
And she didn't say anything to you, Saru?
Nothing specific. I mean, she said that she sat down and she showed me some of her books and stuff, and gave me another one of her textbooks about herbs and stuff, and then she put on her hat and pulled out her pipe and said that she needed to go to the bathroom and she wanted to have a little smoke, and then she mentioned that she was going to send a message to someone that she hadn't spoken to in a while, or that she really needed to. It was urgent. I don't know. I don't know how she sends a message in the middle of nowhere, but
There's a spell you can do.
went. But that wouldn't make her disappear, right?
No, but maybe that's what led to her disappearance. Set off at some chain of events we're unaware of. I could go out and try and detect magic in the area, I guess, but y'all would be without the hut for a little bit.
Good thinking, Stephen. I'll go.
Oh, you have it now too?
Mm.
Cool. Yeah, go do that.
So Anna will go back.
Take someone with you.
I would follow if Arthur did. Arthur can go, that's fine.
Might as well have Saru as well, just since, you know, one of the characters is here.
That's true. Anna and Saru will go out, and Anna doesn't have it prepared because who has detect magic prepared?
It's a ritual.
I know.
Oh.
We'll ritually cast detect magic, and she'll sort of like start where the trail ended, and then kind of do the zigzag that she's done now twice, you know, for 10 minutes, looking for anything.
As you kind of scan and scour the area, nothing magical seems to, no auras seem to blip.
So Anna will exhaust her 10 minutes. So it'll have been 20 minutes, and then her and Saru can go back to the hut, and she'll report that struck out.
As they're making their way back before they get in the hut, Saru would stop Anna and just be like, so, this might change our plans a little bit, but she's got the amulet that the unseen goddess gave us to remind us, or to tell her that we had met her before.
Anna will swear. God, Don.
I know it's not a priority, but I gave it to her since that dream seemed to be more related to her, and she took it. But if
Anna
she
will
doesn't come back,
yeah, almost like we'll like rub her temples and be like, "You're right. I don't see anything better to do than head back to the hut, pray that she comes back, and I'll think about if this changes our plans in the morning." Good thinking, Saru. I don't know if her being gone makes me more likely to want to go to Kestrel, thinking that she could be there somehow, or less likely that if we don't have an amulet, that Nothgith won't believe us. Shit. Chico. Yeah.
Remember when we
More-
were meta joking about doing the dungeon crawl without our healer?
It is time.
Yeah, now it's no longer joking. Now we can actually talk about it.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's neat. Yeah, when you get back to the hut, you and Saru kind of go through her stuff with a fine-tooth comb, and you don't see the amulet and mouthpiece in her things.
So, yeah. So I'll report back, sort of say, detect magic found nothing. And Saru reminded me that Isabel has the amulet. We're supposed to show that the goddess. I don't know. I say we try to get some rest, clear mind, and figure out what to do in the morning. Pray she comes back. Just kind of grip her holy symbol. Sort of try to go back into her trance.
Is this hut? Go ahead.
You're good. I was just going to say sleep will find you if you're looking for it.
So how would it work? Because we can pass in and out of the hut. Would I be able to scale the hut?
Like sit on top of it? If Steven lets you. Steven would have to let you not come in.
Okay, then yeah, I would go to Steve and say, hey, I think I just want to keep watch. Can you revoke my ability to come in the hut so I can watch on top of it?
Flavor-wise, sure.
All night?
I think so.
Okay. You'll be tired.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay. You got it. Shoe cat, get out of here.
Just let me know before you pop the bubble
Oh, that'd be so funny.
in the morning.
Steven's gonna spend the entire 4 hours. He's not sleeping, debating on whether he should tell Saru or not.
I've already been at Pinata once, not again.
He's like looking at where Saru is, who he's
Yeah.
sitting on top of. While Anna is like tossing and turning, just like worrying about where Isabel is. Steven's like, so if I drop the cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's probably looking through stuff to see if he could like make like a little contraption, like almost like Rube Goldberg-esque, to see if like something fun could happen as well.
Yeah, it's very
There's probably
good.
not enough space though, because there's so many of us in the hut.
Yeah, it's very
I think
cramped.
I'm gonna back up. Before that, I think I would start like trying to nicely package up all of Isabel's stuff, like
Sure.
in some sort of relatively coherent manner that I think she would do.
Yeah,
And
you're
maybe
like sitting there like,
off.
think organized, think OCD, think organized.
And then just set it in the haversack that I've got, so it's all in one place.
Easily doable. Anna,
I don't think Saru sleeps.
as sleep finds everyone but Saru, Anna eventually getting her 4-hour trance is basically as she's like getting up, you hear a voice in your mind. It is a familiar voice. It is the voice of Isabel. The unseen have captured me. Do not act rashly. Calm down and think. You will need to plan. I can buy time. More information soon. Sorry. That's it.
Oh, we going spelunking, boys. Party on, Wayne.
So Anna probably like sits there for a little while.
Steven's also awake, just so you know.
I know. And she's like, just like, and he probably thinks she's just like meditating. And then just like out of nowhere, she's like, Isabel just messaged me. The unseen haver. Oh, I get 25 words to respond.
Oh, yeah, you do. Ask her where she is.
Yeah.
Pussy ass prick.
So Anna would, I'll type out the message.
Dude.
But it'd be like, glad to hear. Can Anna do like an insight check?
Yeah.
About like the spell, and like she just wants to be like, with all the weird things that have been happening, and you know, if someone really wanted to motivate Anna in particular to do something, they would take Isabel and then say, we took Isabel.
Sure.
And so she just wants to do some sort of insight check to be like, was that Isabel's voice?
Yeah.
And how does sending work? Like, could someone have been impersonating her?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an afterthought almost for Anna, like, because she's almost in the just sheer sense of shock. So now thinking back, you're like shit, like, was that Isabel? And you're like, yeah, it must have. It sounded like Isabel. It had to have been Isabel. And I think Anna is just having more trouble, like, with quote unquote like insight checking, like seeing if someone is being truthful or lying, or just because like she's used to reading it directly on people, seeing their facial expressions. But yeah, I mean, though the voice came from my mouth, it sounded like Isabel. Like the cadence, everything was Isabel too.
Okay. So Anna will send a message back, and it'll air live. Where did something like that? Not expecting an immediate response.
Yeah, so the general way the spell works is that it is a pretty much immediate response. So without Croft here to tell you exactly, I'll give you my take.
If it matters, Michael, it would be another spell for Isabel. Okay. Connor's response is the free one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm wondering. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's true. So she may hold on to
Isabel
it.
could choose not to respond because she would have to use another spell. It's Connor who is responding right away.
Okay.
I don't suppose Connor knows that, does he?
Nope.
Yeah, he would. It's a wizard spell. And if Steven's awake and, Connor's not getting, or Anna's not getting an immediate response,
Well, that's what I was
could
gonna
talk
say.
talk
Yeah.
out the reasons why.
Well, no, I was gonna say, because couldn't one of you guys send her basically a repeat message, and that would
Yeah.
give her the free response, or no?
Only if they have message.
Ah, I see.
Don't
Or
got it.
sending.
Didn't pick it up because I knew Isabel had it.
Yeah, we have sending stones,
Yeah.
and Isabel had it. So, anyways, if you want to bounce it off of Croft, but Anna would sort of, yeah, not necessarily. Knowing that the unseen has her would make her think, would make her, I guess in this moment, doubly think cave, because that's where we know the unseen are. And Melkor and people that knew her. Meta-wise, I'm like, damn, did Croft get a commitment on Tuesday nights that he has to keep for a while?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Croft will be back.
Well, considering he moved and didn't tell anyone, it would be totally within the realm of possibility that
Poof!
he has a Tuesday night thing for the next month and didn't say anything.
Quick, Will. Change your character.
You guys have
Sorry.
more confidence than me. I was thinking
Put Roscoe on
Pitmaster
hold.
G gave him his old job back. And he's fixing to come kill us all. That's what I thought. But
It's
Roscoe
also
obviously
possible.
didn't know that.
Also possible, and Isabel's been dabbling with some dark arts recently. So. And Anna can't really call her out on it. Be like, what are you doing to yourself, Isabel? Anna doesn't really
That's
have to, Anna's not going to bring that
kettle
up.
situation.
Yeah, she's like, well, whom amongst us?
If we're doing hypocritical stuff, Roscoe will look into the camera rock and say, what kind of person just leaves their party of friends without telling them?
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, mark that down.
Two episodes in.
Yeah, if Isabel disappeared too, Anna was going to get real twitchy. I didn't want to play another Torgon-like character, but everyone keeps disappearing and dying.
Right.
Well, no, it's not. I guess there is no character. Anna couldn't become Torgon. That was the point. Michael, I am still waiting for that email someday to be like, okay, guys, you're officially a high enough level. Let's talk about what the hell is going on.
Don't distract him, he's trying to type. It's really concerning, Stephen would say, that they captured her. That would indicate they knew we were here the whole time. Because we distanced ourselves away from the cave, and
Either
you know
that
the odds of them just randomly encountering on her seem very low.
Either that or the message she sent was foolish.
Yeah, that is also possible.
But you're right. It would, even if they didn't know we were here, fact that they grabbed her would then suggest.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, just would then suggest that they have a better idea.
You receive another message. Read it for Croft and the rest of the listeners. I'm okay for now, just captive. The heat is astounding within the deepest portion of the mine. Keep your wits. Don't be hasty.
How late in the night did that first message come?
Halfway through, because Connor was awake, or Anna was
Yeah.
awake.
Yeah,
Okay.
over halfway through. And Saru's sitting on top. You can converse with everyone within. So.
Oh, can I hear?
Mhm.
Because I figured I couldn't hear through it.
I don't think sound can pass through.
Oh, maybe not.
That was
Yeah,
gonna be my
no.
question was,
What was
would Anna step out and basically let me know, basically more or less,
Probably
if
after this.
will I have one level of exhaustion or not, which I'm fine with having because I kind of signed up for it.
I mean,
That's
after
why
the
it's-
after the second. I mean, I would say after the second message. I mean, which assumingly like it came back pretty quick. You know,
Yeah.
Anna would sort of relay the message to Steven and be like, oh, she's down
Yes, sound can pass through.
Oh, okay. You should ask her how she was captured.
there. So that's a good idea. Hey, Saru. Isabel's down there. He unseen got her, and she's hot, presumably because she's near lava.
Steven said he saw lava, so guess that means we're going in.
Guess that means we're going in.
Well, she said don't be hasty.
I think she's advising me from waking everybody up and charging right now. And Anna will just kind of chuckle and be like, fair. So, yeah. Anna couldn't respond.
Beautiful. So, at that point, you don't get a response, at least for a little while. As I want to make sure before I burn too many of Isabel's precious spells, what exactly Croft intends her to do. But you did note that her voice, when she's sending these, does seem a little more hushed. As she's possibly trying to do them secretly, lowering her voice. And yeah, the rest of your evening will probably pass pretty on edge for some of you, knowing, and the rest of you that will awake in the morning learning a bit more of bad news, maybe good news, just knowing where she is, but also bad news, knowing where she is. If this were a film, which it should be one day, this or a episodic television series, I think this episode would have ended the moment that Anna looked up and said Gods of Dawn and Dusk after receiving the message. But I felt like it was probably more important for you guys to get a little more information, if you could, before we end it. But I think that's a good spot. Good spot to kill it. And we'll do something next week. Sounds pretty exciting.
Barley, you ready to have all your healing spells ready?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing I bought potions.